Yeah, watch streaks or thing. And Keba, please tell me you're still here. Keba, I have learned that Americans do not know what plum sauce is. Now that you are in Canada, please tell me you've tried plum sauce. And if not, I want you to add plum sauce to the next, like, I don't know, chicken nuggets or whatever meat dish you have. Or honestly, just in general. Like spring rolls or whatever you get. Now that you're in Canada, you gotta try plum sauce, man. What's the first word there? Plum sauce. Plum. The purple fruit. They don't know. Yeah. I have learned that you can't really get plum sauce in America. It's weird. Plum, yes. Come on, you are correct. That's why I don't see it anywhere here. Yeah. Turns out. Okay, I'll buy it tonight and report. It's delicious. It's amazing. Yeah, you should get some. But yes, hello ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually currently eating some chicken nuggets with plum sauce. Anyway. But, yeah. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Workers and Resources. So, something, when I tried the horse update the other day, something broke inside of me. And I think it was just me finally asking, really, what's the point with some of this stuff? I think it's actually a pretty reasonable thought. You know? There isn't really any reason for me to want to go back and do that. Realistically, you're no longer on the hardest difficulty? No, I am. I'm still on realistic. There's a reason I'm starting with dirt roads here. This Republic simply won't suffer, Dusty, because I'm starting in 1960. I won't suffer. It's fine. Modernity I can handle. Fucking 1920 and everything being horses and awful is awful. You know? But no, Dusty, I am actually with you on this. I would like to just make something that's not suffering. And so I shall. And so I shall. You know, it's like I said, something just kind of broke in me the last stream. Just trying to deal with horses that can go 17 kilometers an hour and made me want to blow my brains out. And I just kind of had the epiphany. No, you know what? The early start originally had a lot of interesting things going for it. You know? But no, the dev was right to make it only 1930 and, you know, still entirely automated. Or automobiles. No. I have no desire to go back and deal with horses. You know? It just kind of hit me. There isn't really anything... There's nothing added to the game by doing that, other than difficulty. And difficulty is fine, but difficulty should not simply be added for difficulty's sake. A lot of the early start buildings had interesting dynamics to them, and I might even use some of the early start buildings, even still. Because they are actually interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to put them out. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna give me too sharp of term and shit. Useful anything like farm labor maybe? No. No, they're not. But a lot of the early start buildings were smaller scale, less pollution. I think realistically what I liked about the early start DLC in general actually was more closer to just a small town DLC, if you would. If that makes sense. You know? Like, it allowed me to make things that weren't on, honestly, sometimes the comically silly required scale. Oh my god, I cannot even get these. Really, game? Alright. God, I hate trying to pack these things in like sardines. Anyway. There we go. So, you know, it is... And that, I guess that's just kind of what made me realize that I don't really just want to go back and play 1920 and do the horse shit. No, I can just make something that's going to be nice here. You know? It's still going to be very rewarding. You know? Like, it's still realistic difficulty. It's going to be super incredibly rewarding to slowly construct up the Republic. But I don't need to needlessly make myself suffer for no reason, dealing with a pile of additional constraints that actually give me less options, you know? I might still use some of the early start buildings when doing this. That's what I like about them, is that they were options. They expanded the game. Going back all the way to horses, I feel like it just constricts you and you have to play a very specific way. So, in short, my review for the horse patch is fucking awful. It's garbage, I hate it. You may feel differently. Especially if you're just more masochistic than I am, you know? If you looked at workers and resources and were like, I don't know, I don't think this game's, you know, difficult enough for me. Then maybe you'll feel like it, I don't want to block that. Gotta be careful. But I need to put the distribution office in a while there. Okay. I'll put this here. Horse shit, maybe. Yeah, you know what? That's the right call there. Thanks, Zoe. Yeah, I'm gonna rate it as horse shit. Oh my god. Well, at least those two connected. Get these damn things down eventually. There we go. Alright, 15 construction offices. Let's get to work. I gotta buy some vehicles. Alright. Covered hulls. 4 of those. Open hulls. 8 should be good. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I'm gonna get the T-138 dumpers, and I'm gonna get 8 of them. Just blow bullshit, because bullshit can be funny sometimes. Yeah. But yeah. To reach such a point where I feel like, you know, there is no added value from anything added in the horse update, unfortunately. I wouldn't even describe it as like any added realism either. Because when you do add that stuff in, I think it just starts to highlight the parts of the game that like aren't actually realistic. You know, where things have to get some liberties taken. You know, let's not talk about the day-night cycle and how some things operate on a 60-second day, and some things operate on a 24-second day or hour day. 1 hour is 1 second. Not what I needed. And I realize a lot of that kind of comes forward when you start really like turning down the speed of the vehicles. To the point where I would describe it as almost insufferable when you're dealing with horses. And it becomes incredibly obvious and not great. You know? Hey, there's the distribution of this. Good. Oh, this is kind of cute, though. Yeah. Gonna need some buses. Some concrete mixers. A pair of pavers. A pair of rollers. But also some open hulls and deliver mechanisms only with trucks. Hours and hours travel many miles in this game. You don't get your destination in a few minutes too far, right? Yeah. Alright. Let's get everything more or less out and take stock of what I've actually gotten. Not the speed I was looking for. $138, yeah. Alright. What a fucking traffic jam. Alright. The great everyone has to rush and get gas moment, you know? Alright, so how many more of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So with 5 more things, what do I... Oh, you know what did I get any dumpers yet? Okay, I definitely have some dumpers. Alright, I hope I purchased 8 dumpers. Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm getting another set of dumpers. Another set of open holes. Another set of buses. Because the good ones is Stella and Nick. I need a pair of those. Pair of those. Delivery mechanisms. How large are we? This map is 16 by 16 kilometers squared. You know? Alright, and a couple open holes to help this out. This out. Alright. Phoenix. There's a little extra space. Look at me go. I'm planning out a railway at the start because I have that kind of technology and capital and capability. See, there's fun to be had here. Oh, I'm just shitting on the early start shit. It's just so incredibly, brutally slow, you know? More playing tools needed, as always. Yeah, so, let's see. Yeah, we'll need to build the railway construction office. Which I think goes roughly here. Yeah, that should be fine. Make ourselves a little junction here. Oops. sharp at the turn. Get this back just a little bit. There. Alright. Okay. Put this here. Yeah. And I'm thinking of putting the city over here, so I'm mentally like being, how do I want to connect this up to my road network? Well, apparently some of the best real estate. Holy fuck, yes. It should be fine to just set up a double here. Unless... do I really make just another roundabout? The voice inside of me cries out to just set yourself up for the future. You aren't actually planning that far ahead. Maybe I will thank future self. Okay. Alright, well, looks like everyone's actually managed to get themselves fueled up. And everything is ready to go. Alright, let us begin. There's one more thing I need to remember to do. Specify a source. Good shit. Hopefully that's all of them. Nope, I managed to miss at least some of them. Pretty sure I hit them all last time. You are in fact correct, Dusty. So, all in all, like, that doesn't mean that this isn't really super in-depth thing. Which also, again, the horses don't really add any additional depth. In fact, arguably, as I complained about, they remove it. But there are definitely still some constraints that the game has had to make. Yeah, this thing's getting built now. Nice. Alright, well, we're not upgrading that road for a little bit, it seems like. I'm going to reduce this to low priority, because I would prefer it if I could actually place these. Road upgrades, you know? Oh good, I think they got lost and teleported. Well, that's handy. For planned economic simulator, yeah. Oh no. I held down the button a little too much. Hopefully that freed it all up. Yeah, okay, I lost one dumper somewhere. There. Gotta be careful of that physics warp. You know, when I hold down and do the super speed 1 and 2, sometimes the cars just get stuck inside of each other. And the highway is really satisfying. It is. It is. Like, so much of this gameplay, and, like, this gameplay loop in general, in the, like, modern start, is actually just really satisfying. And I love it. You know? I love it. That's why I've come back to this time. I played with the horsies and my brain just broke. And I'm like, you know what? No. Fuck this Tsarist shit. In a weird way, you know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh. Hear me out. 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'm actually being too harsh. I think I can maybe do a 7th. Actually, what I think I need to do is 7 and then remove the middle one. Well, let's remove one of the middle ones. Yeah, they're not being placed correctly. Are. Fair enough. Yeah, I do need the excavators and stuff in order to do that. Which, alas, I do not have right now. Am I really just too far away? Maybe? Could be. But yeah, it's interesting in that it seems as if, though, maybe the horse update has actually made me appreciate the core game more. You know? So yeah, I'm going to want to leave this open for having like a power and water and sewage and waste and potentially heat. All, well, some amount of that in there. Probably power and water will be the ones I don't have there. I don't really need them that close. The heat exchanger I do want to put in like the central block because distance from heat exchanger makes me have to do math and I don't like doing math, so I just make everything really close to the fucking heat exchanger and call it a day. You know, like a sane person. The gamer's like, hey, do you like math? I'm like, no, fuck you. What will this housing block employ? Generally speaking, I like to open with light industry. So it's going to employ a like food factory, a booze factory, a fabric factory, and a clothing factory. Everything I can make out of crops, you know? Be a full city. Yeah, this is going to be a full city. It's fine. Come on. Apparently getting this block back to back is going to be a little trickier than I'd like, though. Side map border there. Alright. My goal is 5,000 people. Now, the convenience that I like about using these blocks in particular is because they're the only ones that you start with that have 87% quality, which means you can kind of keep using them. They also have 110 workers, which is really easy for me to do math with, because you always want to include a 10% overhead for general inefficiencies with walking and everything else. You do want some unemployment. So, with that now calculated in nicely, each one of these will be 100, which is also just really fucking convenient for whatever math I need to do is a nice big round damn number. That's what I love about these things. But I'm looking for about 5,000 people, I think. You know, standard capacity of one shopping center. Alright. So, I'm going to pre-plan some things out here, like a smart person. And I guess I need to get a mud footpath through first. Standard 15 minutes a day, yeah. So, anyway, you know, I actually do try and minimize the amount of, like, hard math I have to do. Because this game does just generally ask you to do a lot of math. And so I basically have two options. Slow the fuck down and do a lot of math, or just reduce the amount of math I have to do by using, you know, hand waving. And, you know, making things easier on myself. And as a result, I'm just going to hand wave. Alright. .84 meters, so it's still in good. Under 214. Okay, so almost this entire street is surfaced by that. So as long as I make sure to leave enough room here for this, it's fine. Perfect. Huzzah. The garbage stands collect up to 125 meters away. See, like, so much of this math I'm just capable of doing without even breathing. You know? So even though I make it easier for myself, I am still doing a fuckload of math in the background. Alright, we'll put the sidewalk here. That should give me enough room. No horses. Yeah, no. Horses can go fucking die in the glue factory. I'm filled with nothing but rage at horses right now. Oh, do not give me that shit. Yeah, I knew you could fit. Alright. Everything's within 125 meters, so we're good. And there we are. And horses to the factory, yeah. Oh, good. The highway's coming along nicely. So too is the railway construction office. Always happy to see it. Alright. Alright, so on the left here I've got 1,200. On this one I've got 1,300. So I have 2,500 so far. Which ain't bad. Like, that's a pretty good start. Now, there are 3 structures I need to ensure everyone can access. It's going to be the hospital, the shopping mall, and the bus platform. So, I'm just trying to figure out the correct way to do it. I think I put this here. I put the shopping mall on the other side here. And then I can put the bus platform here. And the reason I want to be able to put the bus platform here is because if I have the bus platform here, I can actually give it its own unique access road. That will prevent it from having to share roads with other things. I have learned through copious trial and error that there is a throughput to your roads. And it's very easy to hit it turns out. So, let's see. Road vehicles. No, I need a one entrance one. 2,000. A little bit overkill, but hey, I'll take it. Anyway, this will be a fancy footpath, because this will be a footpath that everyone has to walk. Pretty much, anyway. I'm making way too much of this a fancy footpath. This shit's expensive, yo. That much is fine. Very good. This area does not look connected yet. 360, very good. Very good. Alright, so this is half the people I need so far. Everything else, in theory, can kind of always be put on wings of the city. And it's a lot less of an issue. By the way, allow for, like, the roads to build. People are going to get closer, it's fine. And I'm just going to be able to come back around and have a hook into the roundabout or the highway separately here, either or. Now, I'm also considering supplies. Yeah. So unfortunately, the shopping center has to be the worst layout ever, where the entrance to the warehouse is actually on the same side. On the other hand, I don't really need it So it's probably fine to make this part of like a service zone, I'm thinking over here. Doesn't need a road access, except for fire trucks, but it takes a long time for the shopping center to burn down, so it's fine. Mostly. Trying to think about that too much. Like even this small warehouse should be sufficient. In addition, I am going to put a meat storage roughly here. And then let's see if I can't line this up. That's not bad. A cargo station. So this will allow me to supply the vast majority of everything here by train fairly easily. I am kind of concerned. We'll see. I think I can alleviate my concerns by just extending the road and having the connection over here. Because this is where things will have to be dropped off to the town. So it's a little more of an extension than I'd like. It also is actually starting to box me in a little bit because this is all, in theory, prime real estate. Within walking distance of my downtown core. That thing I desperately need. Everything to be in range of. So I don't like doing that. That's always one of the problems. Unsurprisingly as well. Oh, you know what? I have to be real careful. Because depending on where I extend things, I may cut myself off in some spots, and I really don't want to. I have to be careful. Because, yeah, I'm also going to need a police station probably here. In this sort of relatively central little thing. Fire station as well, but that can actually be on the edge of town, it's fine. So, there is a thought that goes through my head. And that is I actually scrap all this. I just do last mile delivery by truck. And put this more on like the edge of town. I think I do that. I think I do that. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Because then, you know, I'll need a little road here, that's fine. But this opens up, theoretically, a lot more room here. Whereas I'm going to have to, like, pull back a little bit and probably want to do, like, 3 and 3 here. Maybe 3 and 3 here. So, yeah. I like that a little better. Oh, shit. I did not turn off Get Citizens. Ooh. One moment, I have to give myself carpal tunnel. At least I caught it now. Approve. Okay. Bam. So we'll just do last mile delivery and be fine with that. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm still thinking. Okay. Well, first order of business is still to get the remaining residential units down. Three. 4, 5, 7. I think I can do 8. The problem is if I do 8, then it doesn't give me a convenient centerpiece to remove. I did not leave enough room for a fucking sidewalk. Okay. Is that even enough room for a goddamn sidewalk? There better be. Okay, right. Okay. Seven. 2, 3. 2, 3. Good shit. Okay. So that's another 7 completed. Or another, man, I can't even, another 13 completed. So like we got 13, 12, 13, so 26, 38. I just need another set of 12. Perfect. I mean, 12 I can definitely do. Hey, does this, before I proceed any closer either. In fact, God, I hope I'm not too close already. Okay, there's... Cool. No pollution out of the railway construction office. Bigger dead check. Always good to check, you know. Good stuff. But yeah, not bad. So, gonna do this. Oh boy. I really managed to put this up against the edge of the map, didn't I? No, I'm still good. I was worried for a moment there. Alright, we good. Okay. There. This kind of creates some natural spaces for me to put in some services. Perfect. Alright, so of the 12 I needed, I've now placed 8 more. Perfect. So I only need 4 more. And truth be told, I think I do just extend this. I don't know. You know what? Yeah. I extend this 4 more this way. Because here's the thing, right? 398, okay now. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. I'm close. I just gotta solve the puzzle. I think the puzzle is this. The problem is that I can't really create the service area I was hoping to it's fine. Christ, I hope it's fine anyway. I feel like there's no way I'm going to be able to pull that off. But now I think I can extend this another 4 without causing any issues. You know? It may actually be fine to just extend it without that path behind it, but I won't know until I do it. Yeah, ironically enough, not quite. Yeah, pretty much exactly as I expected. I have to put it on the road first. And then, yeah, 350 meters. Cool. Yep, all very good connections. Perfect. Alright, so this is, assuming my math doesn't suck, 50 houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so yeah. 10, 19, 17. Yeah, 17, 21, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, so 12, and 13. So another 25, yeah. This is 50 houses. Perfect. Alright. Huzzah, everyone. I can count to 50. Okay, that's doing well. I don't know. Like, I had these things come off with the idea that I might need a bit of a service area back here. But I don't think that's actually going to be true. So, I think it might be okay. Alright. Well, I'll worry about that later, what I'll use that space for. I have the new smaller tech university. I'm gonna put that there. And the smaller headquarters of the Communist Party. Alright. Following that, I'll just put the fire station. Prepped and ready to go on the edge of town. Perfect. Alright. So most of the town should be able to access one or the other. You know? And I could be pretty loose with that and not have to worry too much about it. Oh, hello. Yes, that should also be hooked up there. I'm like, well, this seems strange. Okay. I'll need a smaller kindergarten over here. Although... given that I'm kind of broken into 3 segments like this, maybe just 3 smaller kindergartens in general is the correct call. We'll need schools. Even just this should be enough. Especially when, you know, multiplied by 3. And I don't raise orphans in this republic. It's better if I don't. Okay. See, that covers those. Crime and justice. We'll need a courthouse. And prison on the edge of town over here. Just the small one. Let's see. Just really for people to have some jobs, so we don't need a whole ton. Okay. So as far as state infrastructure goes, that's good enough for now. We've got the emergency services in. Children taken care of. Universities built. Crime and justice complete. Maintenance, that's just a whole other ball game that we get to later. You know? Food and shopping, check. Alcohol, oh hell yeah. Now, frustratingly, these do need road access. For deliveries and all that. Integrated pub in every apartment. Yeah. True quality. But we'll just smatter around a couple pubs. I've just kind of created 3 sections where I put all this stuff, so it just kind of works out. Perfect. Good stuff. And yeah, good stuff. Okay. So that is alcohol taken care of. We're gonna need cinemas, theaters, sports complexes. The usual. The Palace of Sports is, like, by far the best one. These silly, overpowered Ukrainian buildings. I try not to use too many of them, except for the Dnipro flats. But, I'll do it. I'll do it. Let me line that up better. Alright, I can get almost all that. That's good. Actual thought to me where it's like, what if I just put the Palace of Sport there, where the technical university is? Then I could probably get more people to reach it on this side. The answer to that is yes, I could. The technical university I probably shouldn't have placed already, because it's actually like the lowest priority. Because I don't actually need that many people getting university degrees. Ask anyone in modern day America what happens when you have 40% of your society having a university degree. You know, you get Starbucks demanding a university degree to serve coffee. Alright, enough with the non sequiturs. I've already forgotten what I'm doing. Perfect. There we go, yeah. Sports. That's what I'm doing. Alright. Alright, not bad. So, let's get a little bit more construction going as we're starting to enter into the city. I hate 6. I don't know. I feel like I need 8. I think I can make 12 work. Mark that high priority so it gets built. African dance isn't really much use. I mean, that's just kind of a myth. There are a lot of people with, like, generally pretty solid STEM degrees that, you know, are still massively underemployed simply because too many people got them because they, you know, were in demand and were a path to prosperity. Let's not forget the learning to code boot camps, when that was all the rage. Oh yay, now there's a glut of coders. It became an expectation eventually, yeah. Like there's a lot. And the state of, you know, the economics of education is a fucking nightmare. And realistically, I could go and write a PhD thesis on it. It's unfortunately that deep where it's honestly worthy of probably many people's theses. And there probably have been several. At any rate, think me, think. You came over here because you wanted to place something road-related. What the hell I want to place, I don't know. Something related to roads. Road Depot. There we go. I definitely have a Road Depot, don't I? No, I don't. It says 0 out of 7. So I need to open all. I think I also need a bus. Probably need some more shit too. I'll figure it out as I go. Anyway. Yeah. So I have the LTC, the AGMU, and the BR80. What in the flying fuck? What is this track builder speed? Okay, I want a BR80. Sure. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. Oh no. No, it's got 9 tons. It should be able to be loaded in here. Oh wait, I think I might have to... I don't know why I didn't go last time. That's fine. Anyway, apparently I'm going to be able to build railways at breakneck fucking speeds, which is fine by me. Nice. Alright. So, I need... What do I actually need for concrete railway? Gravel, prefab panels, and steel. Okay. Where is the distribution office? Cargo, distribution. Ideally close to the border. Cool. Let's start getting this shit ready to go. Steel, prefab panels, and yeah, get to it. Anyway. So. Extra road construction. On that note, let's get the auto search up for everything, because I feel like everything's kind of slowed down because we exited the auto search range and now it's kind of doing weird things. I know construction offices have like a continuation rule where like if they finish something, anything that was previously inaccessible but now is will automatically be targeted by that construction office. For sanity's sake. Good shit. Now, construction office mode. Okay, yeah, looks like everything's selected. Good. Now, you're going to go on a line. Get to it. workers. I don't exactly expect this to go very quickly, you know. It's only 8 workers, but it's a start. Now, for obvious reasons, the very first thing I am going to do is build out the track to the customs house. You know? Continue on this track. Straight out to the customs house and get that all sorted. But yeah. Go. I'm mostly worried about a traffic jam being created around the gas station more than anywhere else. Looks like one got hit here. Oh. And it's just waiting for people delivery. Apparently it was waiting for my game to crash. Oops. Well, let's find out where my autosave was. Alright. Unfortunately, this might take a little bit. The game does require a fair bit of loading, apparently. But we'll see. Oh no, that was instant. Nice. Oh good, it wasn't even that long ago. Incredible. Okay, so. Suspend, suspend, and suspend. And get back to zooming. Because I didn't even have to actually do anything yet. Unfortunately, there's always a risk that the game will crash when I'm running at this speed. Like, everything's always kind of a little iffy. That's why the speeds aren't really officially supported. They're really talked about anywhere. And just sometimes happens that way. Lots of stuff's getting built though. It's good. Except apparently you. Oh yes, this thing would need fuel, wouldn't it? Specifically, it needs water. So why can I not put a water truck in a distribution office? That's, you know what, that's a good question. Unfortunately, it's probably not one I'm getting an answer to anytime soon. So I'll just make my own. So not just powered by Zone Magic. No, it's powered by Steam. Anyway, we just have to fill the water tank. It's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I think the double fast speed kind of destroys the track builder's efficiency. I don't know. I might have purchased like a bad track builder though, which is always a problem. Like 40 a level. Ignorance, heavy crane. I don't know, it might be better if I can just, you know, get people in here and all that. But yeah. Alright. Let's keep going. It does, I think, partially depend on just how many people are bringing in, which can be a problem. There's a lot of competition for border labor right now, which makes me think I should probably just shut this bus down. Return to depot. You know, let's just shut it down for now. I should put my, like, labor in on this for the time being. So anyway, we have done the state infrastructure. I have yet to do the networks, though. Well, I've done a little bit of the networks because, you know, I've learned from my mistakes of not doing some specific things at the specific times. You know, if I don't put in some waste plans, then all of a sudden I have no space for a goddamn waste system and I'm completely fucked. Ask me how I know. Anyway. In theory, these heat exchangers are enough. In practice, I don't know about only 2 heat exchangers for a town of, you know, 3,000 or 5,000. So we'll see. Like, let me do a bit of checking here. Okay, these other things only require 7 meters cubed of a hollow tank. Each of those heat exchangers is good for 300. So, in practice, each one of these can, in theory, hold about 40. So, no, we're good. We're good. 2 is good, even with, like, redundancy built in for efficiency losses and everything. We should be fine. For substations, I'm figuring we should be fine as well with the magical power of 6 substations. And so far 5, and I'll probably just put in number 6 somewhere in the middle. A sort of solid fallback, just in case. I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it at that for now. See where that lands us.
put in a water substation. Put in a second water substation. Sewage tanks. Perfect. All right. Not too bad. Okay. Now, I'm not done yet, and I realize I probably shouldn't be doing the networks because I'm skipping ahead in my mental map here. Because I just got to, yes, culture, and then I'm, like, done. When the reality is definitely no. Alright. Well, that's not entirely true. I do want to do some waste network work. You know, get all that. Yeah, we'll build like a theater. In theory, even like a cinema if I can swing it. I think it would hit a lot of houses even here. I think realistically I can get to hit a lot more. Yeah. It'll be time to break out the old pedestrian tunnel. All reliable. Alright, and now the theater can reach all up there. 100% coverage there. And if I adjust a few things, I can get another pedestrian tunnel over here. Sort that out. Do this and do this. Almost. Fucking almost. Hang on. Oh, please, we're barely clipping. And then with this, there we go. I actually don't even think this pedestrian tunnel is necessary. Hold on. It is, in fact, not. Perfect. Within a year? I doubt it. I'm targeting 1964, I think. Maybe 3 if I'm lucky. But keep in mind, there's still actually a lot of stuff I haven't even placed. I haven't even started on the electrical grid, the water network, or the sewage setup, you know? There's actually still a lot to even place. So, got lots to do. Even if the heart of the city is starting to get put together. Alright. On that note. Here should be fine for the sewage discharge. I just want to measure distances, please. 750 is not actually that great. I like to have that a little further away. Let's go here. Let's keep the sewage discharge 1 kilometer away from the people. Because holy crap. It turns out poop creates a lot of pollution. Shocking pretty much nobody. Alright. Oops. This isn't even rotated correctly. Is this other one even rotated correctly? No. Try that again. Okay. Good. Good. Not bad. Alright. So yeah, that's the sewage piping. Still gonna need to hook up some of this via road and all that. Oh yes, I'm still not done. Let's get some bloody football fields down, eh? Yeah. Wait, I'm still not even done culture. Honestly, sometimes building a city is just a fight against my ADHD and jumping all over the place. Okay. I really do prefer the larger football field that has 4 potential workers. And Xander pumped on drugs. Well, no. City planners have, a very slow pace and methodical way of doing things. You don't plan an entire fucking city in 3 hours. Good ones, that is. This is fair. Okay. And... heck yeah, theater. The field AI could massively speed up. That would require the AI to not hallucinate. Remember, we haven't actually been able to give AIs the concept of a grip on reality yet. Like, AI programmers wipe databases just randomly. It's not great. There's lots of things in theory AI can do, but we need to get AI better first. Yeah. Not too shabby. Sure, let's put the water treatment plant here. Better tools make better tools make better tools. Exactly. That is, summed up, what civilization is. Let me try that again. What? For some reason I was pressing delete to rotate things. Okay. So the math on these is a little bit annoying. Each of these small water wells will produce 70 meters cubed per day. And each one of these can pump 150. Yeah, just want to make sure. And each pipe can only handle 127. So anyway, I just put in all of this. I think technically I don't even need two big pipes. I could like do one big and one small pipe and it would actually be fine. Like to get me over the 140 mark. Yeah, you know what? Sure, let's actually do that. Good. As it always has been. And always it shall be. So. Each one of these outputs will be roughly, let's see, 280 divided by 3, which is 20 short. So like 94, we'll say. It's close enough. Good enough for government work. So yeah, we'll need 3 big water pumping stations into 3 water towers. Alright. And then I'll have a water switch here. Which will allow me that up. Hook this up. Don't know really what structure I planned. But yeah, that gets us the water system hooked up at least. That's not too bad now, is it? Okay. Still need some waste and technical services. We're close enough to the border I can probably get away without a dump. For this anyway. And Rue should actually be good. I think I've got most of what I need actually built. Because I've completed this line. Oh, there's one more line I need to do. Attractions. Can't forget those. I think I still need to put in some more waste bins and stuff, but you know. Dang it. This one's just slightly too big. How about this one? No. Damn it. Oh, apparently we can slip them in here. That'll do nicely. Put that there. And then put this here. And hook that in there. Which that, yeah, it services almost everything. Perfect. So everything should be in range of, hopefully, 2 things.
Alright, so that covers attractions. Good stuff. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break and let City build. Alright. I've returned. How goes our town now? It's going along pretty well. I have a couple of roads and the like left to construct. But I'm pretty much there. Alright. That's Panel Road. Well, let's try that again. This only needs to be gravel. Yeah. Yeah, we've pretty much actually got the entire city layout completed. And now it's going to be a matter of getting everything built. And I put in some signs for buses and all that, but...
Okay. Oh yeah, the buses are kind of have their own way in and out, which should be good. The train tracks are ready to be built eventually. But for now, it's just really going to be a lot of building. I still have a couple of roads out here that need some connecting. So I should do that. The service roads for the pub and the like. Alright. There we go. Just get a couple roads in now. Slowly but steadily, things are in fact getting built. It'll take its time. But I do have a lot of construction available to us. Alright. I'm concerned that a lot of this is so darkly colored. In fact, none of this, as far as I can tell, is brightly colored. Which suggests to me one or more... Oh no, there's at least a brightly colored one. One or more of my offices is not functioning as it should. Checking for the 3,500 meter search radius on it all. Ah, yeah, no, you actually have a 3,500 search meter radius. Good. Yeah. Strange. Either way. But yeah, the town's building. Ah, nice rapid pace. Yeah, unfortunately a lot of stuff right now is probably just going into the sewage pipe. The sewage pipe, incidentally, takes a ton of work. Like, this thing's already 1/3 done, and it still needs another 1,600 work days. So, just for that pipe. Let alone anything else, so. How's it going, comrade? Did I inspire you to play again? No. The horse update inspired me to play again, Marbs. Ironically enough, it dropped while you were streaming. Then I proceeded to play with the horses. The horses move 18 kilometers an hour, and I finally broke playing this game and decided, no, fuck this shit. I'm going back to the 1960s. It turns out when you have to move every ton, because I play on the incredibly stupid hard mode called realistic, where every ton of good I have to move on a vehicle and can't teleport it around. You know? So, when I have to move everything on horse by horses, it finally was enough to break me. You know? It finally was enough to break me. And I said, I can't do this. And I suddenly gained a bit more appreciation for the more modern starts. Because I've been doing a lot of the early start stuff. Because they released a DLC, so you could start in 1930 and get a bunch of cool stuff. But yeah, no, so I'm already over, in theory at least, like an hour and a half into this. I am, to be fair, 2 hours into the stream. And I'm still building the nice starting city. Everything is flowing as it should be, more or less. I still haven't built the electrical grid, but it's fine. I'm sure. Sure hope it is anyway. I should probably get my electrical grid planned out. Okay. So I'm probably going to start with power imports. Going to need a high voltage priority switch. This river here is actually going to be really awkward if I want to use this hook. Yeah, where do I put all of my electrical gridding? Maybe on this side, actually. I can build a bridge over. Just ever so slightly frustrating. Okay, so I put a high voltage priority switch here. I'm going to put a regular 6x switch here and here for now. That should be enough. At least I hope it's enough. Plug that in there. This is theoretical for the future, because like I said, I'm just going to start with power imports. And then I need to bring over here and set up my power transformer. Should be able to set it in here. That ain't a real issue anyway. Or no. That's the bus road, so I want it to face like this. Okay. So I'll bring the 15 mega wires over. My rough napkin math says this place should only use about 12. So I should be fine. Fingers crossed. I could probably bring in a little extra power if I need it. I hope I don't end up needing it, but you know. I don't sit here and do all the math that I need to do properly. I learned a long time ago, stop trying to do that. It just drives you to insanity. And it's just kind of gotta make sure you ballpark it and build in some room for you to be wrong, because you're going to be wrong. So anyway, I can get that around there? No. That's fine. Still a slight extension here. I'll put that there. Okay. From those, I don't think I'm done yet on this end. Bring this around. Further, get in, check. Alright, that's all 5 of them, and I'm pretty sure that I only put down 5, so. Sure hope I only put down 5. Or else a lot of people are gonna die. Alright, perfect. Cool, so that's the electrical grid technically built. I'm debating what I want to do with this, because I do want to actually use this zone. You know what? That's not. I have no idea how I'm going to set this up, because I actually want to use this river later. So I have to be very careful about how I do things with it, because then otherwise, oh no, I'm going to have to tear down a bunch of bridges, and if those bridges are important, then I'm going to have to redo my entire logistics network through the bridge zone. So I'm inherently incentivized just to avoid using anything on the side of the river until like I sort out a better time and place to build those bridges. But that's okay. All right. Slowly getting there. We'll build the bus road out. Okay. And that should be fine. It is still likely going to be, like I say, another couple years before anyone actually moves in. At least for the most part outside of the high voltage electric switching. Like, everything's in place now, you know? Everything is in place. It's just a matter of actually constructing. Which, to be fair, is itself likely to take quite some time. Quite some time. Come on now, construction offices, get to work. And unfortunately, right now, I know most of my construction capacity is being vacuumed up by the sewage system. Unfortunately, this, pipe takes roughly 3,000 to 4,000 work days, plus all the rest of the sewage pipes, plus everything else. Unfortunately, building the sewage system is very difficult and takes forever. It gets done eventually, at least, but, it does take forever. Okay. Oh, good. No, those are the American ones, I think. Can't purchase those yet. I'm nowhere near the NATO border. But yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't, exactly invested in snowplows, so winter construction will go a little slower. Alright. 127 work days. Come on. God, you guys take forever. This isn't even started. Nor is this. Or this. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Looks like at least a little bit of the sewage network's done. No. Never mind, this is in the hasn't started bin. Perfect. Alright. But yeah, with all the pipes and everything that need to be constructed, it will take quite a while. It won't take that long, really, to build the water infrastructure, since it's conveniently very little groundwork. Mostly just some steel. So it doesn't, conflict with other construction anywhere near as much. Sewage discharge, nice. Oh shit, that sewage stuff is done. Cool. Unfortunately, doing the super speed up, legitimately they sometimes miss and have to go around. That's one of the reasons why I slow down to the one super speed up every so often. It's because, the physics cannot take that speed. They're going for a little while. Not bad. We're getting there. More and more buildings get completed. More and more pipes get completed. Yeah. Hopefully, I hope to have our first person move in by the end of the stream, you know? Because that's how tough this game is. It will likely be 3 to 4 hours to get all this up. But it's satisfying as it slowly comes together, you know? Oh, god damn, one of my flats is burning down. Okay. These Pokemon villagers won't build themselves. Mm-hmm. So, I'll have to set up a demo office here. Technically, it should have a bus. And just to make sure that it's fine in the end, I will give it a bus. And 3 big containers. Sadly, of course, we can't really have a fire department until, you know, we have people. I could probably put foreign workers on a fire department, but I'm not sure that's actually a good idea. I could also maybe hook up over here. Actually, it's not necessarily a terrible idea. It would allow me to have stability. What distance are you from this town? So where are the nearest people live? Not bad. 1.2 clicks. That isn't bad. Unfortunately, I don't think it's actually enough. I don't think, anyway. Because, yeah, at 40 tons of pollution a year, I need a minimum safe distance of 1,500 meters to not have everyone die. Like... maybe. The good news is the heating plant can likely be a fair bit closer. Yeah. So a full-sized heating plant, 26 tons. That needs to be about... Since it's going to have a little bit of compounding here, I'll keep it 900 out. Heck yeah. So I can run that off of foreign workers here, which will help keep a steady stream of power and heat that I otherwise don't have to worry too much about. Alright. So, I'll need one high voltage priority switch that I will plug these two into. Plug in that and bring this over here. Good shit. If I was smart, I probably would have had this come around, but that's fine. Okay. Now, we'll need the underground heating pipes, which travel, let's see, 900 meters. I might need to move it a little closer. Because I know this thing won't operate at full capacity, but like how close do I need to move it? Okay. Like about that far out. And I hope that probably won't get everyone killed. It's not the best hope you want to hear, but who knows? I've lost a lot of towns to pollution. Okay. The underground view, perfect. The medium switches have priority. Good, okay. Alright. So yeah, we can get the heating plant set up there. That should be good. Because that covers that network. I think I still need to do a few more waste, like, collection points. And then that's about it. For at least, like, the city side of things, anyway. Then there's going to be the industry out here. And the vast fields of grain. Yes. That shall be lovely. Alright. Well, someday, anyway. You can do the logistics though. No, you need to actually train people once people start appearing, I think. You are going to need to research concrete utilization as quickly as possible, though. Because you'll notice I haven't built monuments yet. That's just because I'm going to rush the good monuments and then build the good monuments. Like a sane person. Rather than wasting my time with those crappy monuments. So yeah. So let's see if I can't get another couple years of construction done in short enough order. It is getting there. Kind of looks like everything's... Ah, yes. The entire power grid just got built, it looks like. Very good. Alright. Trying to think what to do with the power. Because I still have my input here. And I do need a redundant backup just in case this power plant's on fire or anything else that otherwise cuts it, so... Electricity? Unfortunately, I think I've built too close to the edge of the map here to even have a chance of getting the power line around. But that's probably fine. Well, let's build the power lines in along here. I'm gonna put in a high voltage priority switch. I don't know, do I need more than one output? Probably. Or like more than these 3 outputs is a good question. I'm gonna go with no initially. This might be a tragic mistake though. Let this go back around. Move this over to the highway. And over to here. Perfect. And then I don't have to cross the river and deal with that question yet. So, there we go. Pub's under construction. Okay. Are there any additional things that need to be hooked up here? Yeah, I figured. And yes, right here. Good. Alright, we are pretty close to done with the networks now. Like, we're getting there at least. It's really just bring in a whole whack load of bricks and everything else to slowly build these damn flats. Most of the special buildings are completed. So, let's actually get the demolition started. You just dump everything in the customs house. And that'll take care of that. Okay. Alright. Perfect. Should I? This is getting built out now too. Nice. We do need the heating plant and everything, so it's not like I can say no to it. Anything to build, anything other than more apartments, I guess. To be fair, the apartments are arguably the lowest priority things. We don't really need them. You know? We need all the infrastructure to support people. But I don't need 5,000 people right away. But as you can see, there's like less and less green. Which is a good indication that we are getting pretty close to completion of everything that isn't, you know, the flats. The problem is the flats all need like tiny sections of road to get constructed. At any given point in time, you know, I am overextended building roads. Buildings we're doing pretty good at. It's always the roads that are the tricky part. Not bad. Okay, most of everything is actually built now. Like, this is the last water well. And I think actually, no, not quite. There's still some water substations that appear to need. You are upright, good. That appear to need some work done on them. Apparently that was just never selected to be built. Slightly concerning. Make sure that shit gets done too. Alright. No construction offices of path construction. Fair enough. I did not build the entrance. Oops. There we are. For that hospital. But still. It is roads that just take forever because I have so much road to build. Looks like most of the road here is built though. Yeah, we're on the last couple sections. Alas, I don't have bulldozers out here, it looks like, so we're doing things by hand. I can only build a couple of road sections at a time. And now stuff can get delivered to the friggin' where? Yeah, once you have a bulldozer on hand, the road building's easy. Gonna be realistic about this here. This is a low priority project. As is this. As is this. As is this. Worry about that later, you know? We still have quite a few flats to put up. Oh good, that road's almost done. Heck yeah. Yeah, this street's actually very close to completing now. So is this, not bad at all. Oh no, you did get your footpaths. They just have not been built yet. Very good. It would help if half my dumpers weren't, you know, just waiting on random deliveries of people or rollers. Alright, hospital's up. 1963. Yeah, it looks like I'm kind of on target to be ready to move people in 1964. Good news. So, allow the import of power there, and allow the sale of power in here. Good stuff. Did you get a connection? You did, okay. It's just the waiting game for things to get here. There's a million small things that also need to be done. Not just the big ones. And it's going well, gotta admit. Once snow clears on the 23rd. There we go. Alright. Got ourselves a delightful little settlement. And I think it's more or less ready for people to move in. There's some more or less here because I still obviously need to set up a pile of, you know, routes and supplies and everything else. So, we're going to get to work on that. Let's get the W50 covered. But by the looks of it, outside of last few things, we're just about there. Never mind, this drinking water pipe's still not done. Well, we're close. We are close. Perpetually close. Okay, so you're going to unload chemicals here. You're going to load chemicals from the main customs house. It's of course going to wait there until unloaded. So this will help ensure that the water treatment plant always has the chemicals it needs to treat water. Buildings without a power supply because that transformer hasn't been built yet. Traffic jam of everyone trying to deliver crap to any building that we can. I'm worried about seeing that. What's going on with that? Ah. The heating pipes never got finalized. Well, add that to the list of shit that needs doing. Okay, chemicals are at the ready. And eventually water will start pouring through, we hope. So let me have a look-see here. Yeah, this is the rest of what needs to be built, more or less. So there's still quite a fair bit. Oh no, traffic jam, shit. Oh no, okay, it's resolved itself. That's good. Traffic jam usually means that the game glitched out because I'm using the super high speed. So it looks like I actually put this house in backwards, hilariously. That's fine. Yeah, I can storage everything up there. And it's pretty much in the center of town, so it'll have full reach. And allow for that to be built as well. That one also needs a footpath. Oh, geez, I missed quite a few here, didn't I? That's fine. So just a few more. Three additional houses. This will need... Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. That's not great that I extended that. Okay, this footpath needs to be canceled. Cancel that demolition. Cancel that demolition. Specifically, just this. Good. Yeah, because this doesn't have the road connection, so... Oops. There we go. Okay. So that all set in. Alright, that'll let the Palace of Sports Complex get built there. Alright. Getting closer. Unfortunately, this low priority power plant, well, I guess this is just where we're taking concrete. We don't need concrete for everything, so it's fine. Good, another chunk of road done. Alright, how is the construction list starting to look? That's a lot better, you know? 2 sewage tanks, 3 high voltage wires. Like, the top 4 stuff's all low priority, so we want to ignore it anyway. 2 sewage tanks, 3 flats, Palace of Sports, and a carousel. So yeah, the city is just about ready. Alright. So, for now, I think I'm just going to use a distro office. That's a quick and dirty option. To get supplies in there. Not fitting it in through there. That should be fine, though. I'm debating how many food trucks I'll actually end up needing. I don't know. It should be fine. Anyway, here to here. I think 80 should be fine, yeah. 1/6 the load, so yeah. Each one only carries, I think, 17% of what it needs in food. Yeah. There are no goods to sell yet. Meat can be dealt with a line. Perfect. Alright. Chemicals, the water's flowed in. Good stuff. So, I'm going to delete your line. I'm going to have you load and unload. Specifically just a round of workers. And then come back. Something I learned to do a long time ago was, before moving people in, it's ideal if you just pre-warm the drinking water a little bit. Ah, son of a bitch. Just go flat, that's fine. Nothing critical. Like I said, we don't exactly have a whole lot being constructed these days, so it's actually fine. You know, stuff's getting built. Just that last sewage tank is technically the last piece of critical infrastructure, so. High priority on that sewage tank. Make sure it gets done. Although I'll need to perform an inspection. I'm concerned that there appear to be 2 incomplete sewage tanks. Why was I not informed of this? Not sure. Either way, make sure both sewage tanks get built. Alright. Alright, I could set up a small tech services just for these two. And it should be fine. But yeah. I guess actually one of the things I haven't actually put down yet is the technical services. Yeah. Time for some of that. Oh baby, 15. This is probably, no, this hooks into the bus route. I definitely don't want to put it there. And we'll put the technical services off to the side here. Yes, I lack a free excavator to do any form of terraforming. Excellent. Is it because all of my excavators are actually sitting in this power plant? No, just all my road cranes, slowing down the rest of my construction. Alright. Check. Check, okay. So sewage seems done. Yep. Alright, perfect. So there's now at least a little bit of drinking water available for everyone, which is mighty handy. Yeah. Everyone gets to enjoy water. We have electricity flowing as well. Whoops. Glad I caught that. Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're almost there. Just the last few buildings. Let's maybe start getting our vehicles in, shall we? One of each, honestly. We'll use S1202s, I think, for both of our police and ambulance. Or is engine power higher better? I forget. Nah, it's fine. Engine power higher might be better or worse for fuel efficiency, and honestly, I have no idea. Well, that's one I still haven't looked up in a while. And I really should. But, there we are. Police cars and ambulances, check. Alright, food, clothes, and electronics are in the warehouse. Wait until unloaded and go. Okay, meat is now being stocked in the shopping center. Check. So, I'll need coal to be stocked in these bad boys whenever the heck they're ready to go. And that should be it. I have one other thing to do, though. And that is road vehicle maintenance. Because we're coming up on 1965, so Lord knows everything is probably getting ready to start falling apart. So I'm just going to toss this down here. And at any rate, is technical services ready to go yet? I sure hope so. Let's place it there anyway. So, on that note, how are we on electricity? 121. Okay, that's good. That doesn't sound good, but it's one of those, it's actually fine to be a little over. This one is a concern. I don't like seeing 259. Because a lot of the demand is residential, so in theory the peak demand can be, you know, that. But because power is kind of stored in little batteries, oh no, everyone making a pot of tea at the same time doesn't crash our electrical grid like we're British or something. It has to be a decently sustained draw for a little bit of time, which never happens, thankfully. But yeah, so we'll toss in another electrical grid there. Hooking. Alright. And, okay, that's good. Yep, yep. Everything's fine. This thing still isn't done. 101 work days. I'm kind of concerned that you approached the palace as sport and we're just empty. It's fine. Whatever, it got built. Alright. So what's our construction list look like now? Roughly the same. For everything I have completed, I have added. So, fair enough. Alright, 1965. Hopefully we'll get things moved in. I don't know, I could probably move people in now, and it would be okay. Like, I don't think it would actually be that big of a deal. Oh shit, you're without drinking water? Hey, why are you without drinking water? Ah. Yeah, see, a lot of this is really just going over my city with a fine-tooth comb to fucking make sure everything works as I intend it to. Before we move a bunch of people in. Because there's always these mistakes. And you gotta catch them. The tiniest building there, and... oh, I have no drinking water network. Another flat's done. Alright, so a couple of dumpers. Okay, T111s do 10 tons and move pretty decently quickly. Yeah, we'll do a couple of those. Lord knows I do actually kind of need that power plant. Because that's how the heating plant is going to go. Unless I want to hook up the water thing. In that case, I just accept no one's moving in for 1965. Which is also valid. We are kind of at the finishing touches stage, though. So it feels bad to be stuck here. But the list... it's getting there. Yeah. Nice and short now. Yeah, it's just the technical services and repairs now. So everything else is in place. Temperature in the building's too low, yeah, because it's already October. Now again, the problem is this place has no power supply or anything. The smart thing to do would just be to make a small medium priority switch here. That would allow me to soft launch the system. Rotate. And I'm gonna put one of the free technical offices I get out here with a water and sewage truck, respectively. So, with the water and sewage truck in place, these areas will kind of just get serviced. It won't be, you know, pressurized water or anything, but it's good enough. So, power supply, check. Drinking water, check. Workers, that's the last check mark, baby. Okay, collect workers and go. Looks like a lot of that's getting finished. Although this isn't the import spot, so that's a nuisance, but it's fine. Oh, goddamn, you're having trouble, aren't you? There we go. And then we just need 41 people to arrive, which is highly unlikely, I think, in the snow. Oh, damn, it actually did manage to make it. There we are. Alright. This bus is fuckeronied, man. That's a construction bus. Ah, yes, this bus just ran out of gas instead. Perfectly reasonable. To be fair, I do definitely need a gas station out here, so... Alright. I wish, rather than distribution offices, technical services could handle that, but oh well. It's fine. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's a slight concern. You guys didn't exactly get far back. Yeah. They're barely making it through. So yeah, that's not good enough, unfortunately. I had hoped it wouldn't be a problem. Then we could get a relatively stable number of people here. Looks like that is not the case. It looks like I am going to need maybe a couple smaller buses. I don't know the size of a microbus, but... $40 passengers is a little much, you know? Like, I hate to use the gas, it's just not very good. But for like 15-person buses, it really can't be beat. On the other hand, do I have to load the bus to full, or... Okay. I'll look at some more RTO Luxes. that should be fine. The problem, of course, is being the snow is a bit of a problem. I assume some of them are from the older batch. View the line and enable line spacing. We just need to compute the line length. And all that. How are we doing here? Line spacing's enabled. Good. Alright, so that's going to keep the heating plant going year-round. Water's in, power's good. Just want to view my construction list to make sure I've got nothing else here. It's, yeah, literally just the coal power plant is left. And it'll get done on its own time. It's just waiting for 1 billion tons of concrete. So there we are. I'm going to grab my save now because it's time. God, I hate being paused in the winter. The snow appearing in and out of existence like that is hell. Alright. Open up the gates. So, I think I already told you to start on the concrete utilization study at maximum speed. You're just going to train people, because we do need more educated people. Well, I'm just to make it sparkly and pretty. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's a very shitty early 2000s internet filter that all the scene girls used back in 2005 on their MySpace pages. Good stuff. We're making progress. Even if I was too little to understand MySpace at the time. Flash games come under the dumbass on the internet. Yeah, boy. Okay, one more thing I know I need to set is unselect those. So that's 2/3 of the town invited. Right off the bat. And, I'm a little worried about the hospital because I did not set up something very important for it. It might be fine. Let's see. Yeah, 0.12 hazardous waste is not enough. It does need the stands. Looks like I could put at least a couple out back, maybe. Or perhaps if I'm lucky, across the street. Oh, heck yeah. Good news, we're in business. One of those weird things that the hospital needs 2 garbage stands for itself. Basically. Get those built quickly. Because here's the problem, of course. That's already overflowing. That's going to generate a death cloud that will kill everybody. Oh god.
It's already happening. Whoops, wait, I really should not ever use that. Ooh. Don't use that when people are alive. Or when people moved in, you know? Unable to get close. You can get close. That was me turning up the speed too high. Welcome to the hospital. Yep. Garbage containers overfilled. Health risk. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that. I'll add in, like, more waste containment and all that. Oh no. Yeah, shit. Go quickly. Start garbage collection. Whoops. Don't worry, it's fine. The pollution, you know, isn't going to kill everyone right away, and I think I've dealt with it quick enough. Now, until that's dealt with, though, we'll see. We just need steel to arrive and to get built. Before this actually gets anything, I am marking this as very important. Hazard waste. There. Now the hospital won't overflow. Alright. Now, the fact that there's still no garbage trucks in here tells me my garbage collection setup is still, like, inadequate. Not horribly shocking, mind you, but, you know. Really, just those? There we go. Good, alright, that's now within 119, because I think these are not able to go anywhere.
Make sure that gets built. Alright. I don't even think I... Yeah, I didn't put any waste containers out here either. There we are. I knew I forgot something. I'm like, it'll be fine. I'll just do the waste network later. And now I've moved a bunch of people in. And now everyone's going to die of garbage inhalation. Well, probably not, but... Waste network is generally pretty low priority. Because, you know, it isn't something that kills everybody instantly. I'm managing to keep my health level at above 90%. As long as the average lifespan's above 80, I'm pretty happy, you know? Sports enjoyment can go up because we have prime access. Starving? I am a little worried that we're not getting enough food here now. It's probably fine. But, you know what? Just to be on the safe side, notify me if goods are missing. I might need additional distribution hub for it. Okay, so a couple came back for a brief moment. That's good. There we are. Woof. That's a lot of students in the school. Are they all like this? It sure looks like it. To be fair, this school is a little undercooked right now, so that's a problem. Concrete utilization's almost done. Yeah. It's over. We're over 30% children right now. It's yeah, just a bit of a generational wave. We'll be all right. And students in auditorium are getting their education. Hey. I think part of it is I just do not actually have enough teachers. We need more people with higher education. So I'll invite a pile of experts over here. They should be within walking distance to both schools and should help. You know? So. Hey. But yeah, let's try and get our guys up. Uneducated workers, we're fine. Okay, research program's finished. Now, grand monuments. This becomes of critical importance. Get it researched as quickly as we can. Alright. Alright, yeah. So we've managed to restore our waste system up to acceptable functionality. Huzzah for us. So we do have this existing vehicle repair station. But It's not currently running. Okay. You only need steel, not aluminum. I know that. Usually just kind of use distribution hubs to take care of this. But it's always this sucky part of the start of the game where you don't have distribution. I really hate that basic distribution is a fucking tech that you have to research. It really shouldn't be. Whatever, I've only used 3 out of 5 of my free ones. Bounce around to the hard mode. Yeah. It's a good question. Anyway. So yeah, the vehicle repair station. Yeah, plastic increments. Unemployment too high. That's good. We haven't established like the main jobs yet, so this is to be expected. You know, we're basically just beta testing the city. And researching monuments very quickly. That said, it is going to be time shortly for me to build the industrial core. Yeah. We do consume probably about 30 to 40,000 a month, so I can't keep doing this forever. But we can do factories. Heck yeah. Giant death gas pools, yeah. Bam. Trash is handled. Citizen happiness too low. Tell me more. It looks like you just moved in here. You're fine. Part of the problem is they still have religious sympathy that goes away over time. Arrival to a prison, unable to drink alcohol, crime. Low government loyalty is starting to hit a little bit. That's kind of expected. And that's part of the reason why I'm researching grand monuments as quickly as possible. So anyway, did we ever get this power plant built? We did. No, we did not. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like it's got everything it legally needs, and yeah, things are getting repaired. Good. Hold on, did I see that? Yes, I did. A research program finished. So quick. We must build the Kiev Independence Monument. You have to be in walking distance of anything? Well, some things at least. Oh, you're in walking distance of the bus platform, so you're walking distance of everything. Perfect. Anyway, this is a high priority construction. Everything should get to work on it right away. Alright. I'm also going to start signing things. As you would expect, this is a highway after all. we go. No heavy goods vehicles at the supply. No heavy goods vehicles at all, please. Thank you. Or wait. That's incorrect. Shit. How do I clear a sign again? There, let's cancel that sign. And where's buses? No buses. Good. All right. Good news is it shouldn't take too long to actually build the Key of Independence Monument. You guys are going to keep educating people for a while, which is good, because God, do we need that. Alright. Gotta actually get these schools functioning, you know? But yeah, the monument will ensure we have government loyalty. That kills you slowly enough, but it's usually not that big of a deal. The problem with the Kiev Independence Monument is actually so many smaller phases. But luckily, as long as you have your main bulk of the city built, it goes by pretty quick. And logistics optimization. I am going to start on this, but I'm going to leave it on, the slow burn, low priority rate. Same with introduction to broadcasting. Focus instead on, teaching for the most part, and educating the people. We're going to need more educated people. Alright. To work all the educated people jobs. Okay. So this area I know is going to be a harbor. Alright. I'm trying to think if there's any real way I can do it in a specific setup, but I don't think there is. I don't think I can have a separate, crop storage to everything else storage. I don't think so. I think I think about it that way every time, and then... Because there's no way I can get the, 2 storages. Or have everything connected to 2 separate storages. It just won't work. So it's just going to be the largest warehouse I can get. There's 800 tons there. That's 880. 1280. Yeah, here we are. We need this warehouse specifically. Which... With any luck, I can pull off connecting like this. You guys do not need to be connected. there. Perfect. Can I get away with this? I can. Sweet. Okay. Of course, we're going to want the distillery. Or even two. Definitely two. And okay. I need a pair of fabric factories. Hello, kitty. And a pair of clothing factories. Perfect. Okay. That'll be the industry. Bus station that everyone can somehow walk to from all this, though, it's still going to be a little bit tricky. Not impossible, though. I also need to make sure I have a cargo train station. That actually can kind of hook up to this and not be terrible. Use this. Okay. And a bus stop. Bus stop, yeah. Okay. Vehicles. I'm just kind of preemptively thinking about things and trying to draw shortest routes in my head, right? And I think the shortest route, or like to get routes to be even short enough, is going to look a little something like this. You know? That should be good. I think. I sure hope so, anyway. I'll just make it a regular bus stop and I can just turn around in it. It's fine. Alright. Pedestrian tunnel. Basically what I call my favorite friggin' cheat code for solving problems. Okay. Now, hypothetically, of course. Distance is 251. That's very good, yes. Okay. That's what I like to see. There's not much I can do about this part, which worries me. I can do that. That helps. It's only 150 meters so far, so that should be fine. Assuming I make, like, actual decent footpaths. And then... put that there. Okay. Okay. Don't even need to do that then, that's perfect. Do that. Alright. And a basic light industry core is getting settled on. Oh good. The Kiev Independence Monument is done. So that should hopefully help quell low government loyalty. Starvation? Looks like we're still fine. I'm wondering if there is any flat that is not in walking distance at the store. Like, it definitely can't be. We're not even hitting like the 400s on any flat, you know? It's probably fine. Crime, that's being handled. Cases, that's being handled. We do have prisoners. They're all just dying. Oh, that's the people who aren't getting food, clothes, and meat, right? Now, admittedly, I should really probably, I don't know. We'll consider it. I'll consider feeding the prisoners. You know? But for now, my brain is fried because I've been going for nearly 4 freaking hours. And let me tell you, 4 freaking hours of this game in realistic fries my goddamn noggin. And I need to go consume nothing. I need to have no thoughts. I need to have my head be empty. I need to let my head just cool the fuck off. So with that in mind, thank you everyone for watching. I've been your lovely host, Gilman. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Take care, folks. Have a good night.